Resolution passes. Humanity is suspended. Earth's delegate has 7 minutes to exit the chamber. I appreciate the courtesy. I'd like to use 3 of those minutes first. The Galactic Coalition's Grand Assembly had been in session for 4 hours when the banishment vote passed. The procedural path to the vote had taken 6 weeks, which was fast by coalition standards. A motion of this type typically spent months in committee, but the political alignment had been unusually efficient. 8 of the 12 permanent council species had coordinated their position, the procedural requirements had been satisfied, and the resolution had moved through the Assembly's formal structure with the momentum of something that had been arranged before it was proposed. The charge was jurisdictional overreach. The Coalition's legal architecture defined each member species' sphere of lawful independent action. The activities that required coalition consultation versus those that could be conducted unilaterally. Human military and diplomatic activity in the outer systems over the previous 3 years had, according to the resolution's supporting documentation, exceeded those defined boundaries on 47 documented occasions. Admiral Kalen Orvath, Earth's senior diplomatic and military representative, had stood in the chamber for the full 4 hours. He had not objected during the procedural stages. He had not requested additional time for rebuttal. He had submitted the formal notification that Earth would respond to the final resolution, and he had placed a small countdown timer on the speaker's floor display panel when he took the speaker's position, and he had waited. 7 minutes was, in the Coalition's formal procedure, the minimum exit courtesy extended to outgoing delegates. 3 minutes, Drath said. The timer was at 4:17 when Kalen began. The 47 incidents cited in the resolution, he said, are accurate in their factual description and categorized incorrectly in their legal framing. Each of those actions falls within the provision of Coalition Charter Article 9, Section 3, the Emergency Autonomous Action Clause, which permits any member species to act independently in a declared emergency zone without consultation when consultation delay would produce irreversible harm. He paused. Earth filed 47 emergency zone declarations in the corresponding periods. Each filing is in the Assembly's own record system. They were not referenced in the resolution's supporting documentation. The chamber's ambient sound level, which had been the background hum of a very large gathering of beings, shifted. The resolution also cites Earth's military presence in 12 outer system sectors as unauthorized, Kalen continued. Those sectors share borders with 3 coalition species who made formal protection requests to Earth in the 18 months preceding the resolution. Those requests, filed under Coalition Charter Article 14, voluntary bilateral protection agreements, are also in the Assembly record. They were not referenced in the supporting documentation. 3 alien delegates in the nearest gallery were in urgent consultation. One of them had a rapidly revised document that had not existed 20 minutes ago. The countdown timer reached 3 o'clock. Earth is not going to challenge the procedural validity of this vote, Kalen said. The 8 species who coordinated this resolution followed the rules correctly. The Assembly's formal structure was honored. The vote is legitimate. He looked at the gallery, at the hundreds of alien faces processing what they were hearing. What the vote sponsors did not calculate was what Earth suspension produces in terms of the arrangements those 47 incidents and 12 sector presences were maintaining. He activated the dependency network on the right holographic display. The network diagram showed the Coalition's outer system security architecture, the nodes that held it functional, the connections between them, the weight of each connection indicating traffic and dependency volume. Several of the nodes glowed a warmer color than the others. Those were the nodes that Earth was currently maintaining. 23 active patrol routes in the outer systems are crewed by Earth vessels under the Coalition's rotating security commitment. Those routes don't disappear when Earth's membership is suspended. They simply become unassigned. The species whose sectors those routes protect will need to fill that capacity from their own fleets. He let the network diagram speak for a moment. The 15 bilateral medical research programs Earth is currently running with 8 coalition species will also suspend. The 5 active emergency response commitments in declared crisis zones will close. The 17 technology licensing agreements that 23 coalition species are operating under will enter legal ambiguity pending resolution of Earth's membership status. The timer reached 2 o'clock. The 7 species that voted against this resolution, Kalen said, did so because they performed this calculation before the vote. The 8 species that voted for it may want to perform it now. He clasped his hands behind his back. Earth is not threatening to withdraw any of these arrangements. Earth is informing the Assembly of what its own vote produces as a procedural consequence. These are automatic outcomes, not leverage. The chamber's ambient level had shifted again, from hum to the specific quality of a large gathering doing rapid arithmetic. Drath, at the speaker's position, had not said anything for 90 seconds. There is one additional item, Kalen said. The resolution's emergency review process is governed by Coalition Charter Article 17, which requires a 2/3 affirmative vote to maintain a suspension beyond 90 days. Earth has already filed a formal review petition with the Assembly Clerk. He looked at the timer. 47 Article 9 emergency filings. 12 Article 14 bilateral agreements. 23 unassigned patrol routes. 15 suspended medical programs. 7 species who calculated this before the vote and are prepared to support the review petition. The timer reached 1 o'clock. I have used 3 minutes, Kalen said. Earth will exit the chamber in accordance with the Assembly's courtesy protocol. The review petition is already filed. The Assembly's own record contains everything needed to resolve this. He looked at the speaker. I appreciate the 7 minutes. He walked to the chamber exit. He did not walk quickly. He did not look back. He walked at the pace of someone who has concluded a presentation and is allowing the material to do its work. The doors closed behind him. In the chamber, the countdown timer, which he had left running, reached 0. Speaker Drath looked at the Assembly. 7 species delegates were already in motion toward the clerk station. 3 of the 8 species that had voted for the resolution were in urgent bilateral consultation with species who had voted against it. The dependency network on the right holographic display continued showing its warm-colored nodes. The 23 unassigned patrol routes now visible as gaps in the outer system security map. The review petition, filed before the vote concluded, because filing it before was also within the Charter's rules, was already in the Assembly's queue. Drath looked at it. He looked at the chamber. He called for a procedural recess. The review vote was scheduled 6 days later. The suspension was maintained for exactly 11 days before the